Welcome back, everybody, ladies and gentlemen of the stream. This is a tournament brought to you by PulseFire Gaming. This is their tournament, and we are all set in the game, at least in the lobby to get the game going. This is going to be between PFG Fury and Splat. We did just watch Splat win their last game versus Team East Coast. This is a double elimination tournament, so you got to lose twice in order to be kicked out. Everyone still has a chance to win. I do have a new caster with me, and he is...
Hey guys, I'm DreamlessX, and I am glad to be casting this with you guys.
Well, thank you very much for joining. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties like we did last time. Headset completely different, so that's good. Everyone can hear you, so that's 2 out of 3, and the last thing is hopefully the Twitch chat and everything stays the same and works. So it should be good.
Alrighty, so what are we looking at right now? Is this finals, semis, quarters, group stage?
So this is just qualifiers for what's going to happen in the future. 4 teams are going to be then qualified to play in an LCS-style match pretty much every week. They'll be going up against different teams from 9 to 12 every Friday. And at the very end, they'll be walking away with, well, I can't tell you. You got to go to the link down below, and it will tell you all the prizes and what they're fighting for. The other thing with this is no team is above a gold rating. There can only be one player that is Platinum 3 or lower, but if they do have a Platinum 3, they must have a Silver or lower on their team as well.
So this is kind of like a mid-ELO tournament thing.
That is exactly what it is.
This is going to be very exciting to watch. Generally, games that are in the mid-tier ELOs, Silver, Gold, Plat, there are a lot more kills. It's like a bloodbath. Constant fighting, constant skirmishes, and it's going to be fantastic to watch.
That's what I love. Hopefully we'll see some different things, because whenever you see the pros play, they're always picking the same 12, 18 champions. It never changes. Where if you're playing a little bit lower, you can see some really crazy combinations come on out. Or even classic combos.
Right now we're looking at Elise and Lee Sin ban. Elise and Lee Sin are really strong early game junglers. Elise, actually, when she gets double buffs, her burst potential is around 400 to 500 damage with just 1 or 2 auto attacks. Because she gets the steroid on the W in spider form, and if her gap close, it's very deadly. So it's a great ban for those who want to prevent a good early game snowball. And the Lee Sin ban, definitely the same thing that I'm looking at. Lee Sin's early game damage is phenomenal, through the roof, due to the Q's execute and the double damage from Q.
So true. Also, you're seeing the Gragas being picked out. That's just customary. He's one of the champions that no one really knows how to deal with in mid. You just kind of handle it. So he's gone. Vigar, an interesting ban. I don't know if that's a target ban or not, but then Caitlyn is another one of those weird ones. Not sure as to why she was being picked out here for bans, but hey, they're the ones playing. Clearly, they've done their research.
Yep. And Elise and Mundo coming out, 2 really strong champions in this meta. Definitely don't want a Mundo throwing cleavers at me, especially when it gets to mid game. Those cleavers hurt really badly.
When it does that percent HP and everyone right now is building more and more of it, it just hurts even more. You're like, wow, why did I just lose half HP from 1 cleaver? Well, it's because I have 10,000 HP stacked. And I'm pretty sure if they want to counterpick the Eve, you need a strong early game duelist. Vi is a great pick into an Evelynn, just because Evelyn's main weakness is her inability to duel pre-6. So when Evelyn's in the jungle and you're running someone up, there's Vi. There we go. You called it a mile away.
And Mundo is also really weak to early game harassers like Shyvana, Renekton. They basically make Mundo's life a living hell in top lane. And I've been on the receiving end quite too many times.
It's never fun. And that's the thing, too. If you lose early in lane, you have to change something. You got to beg for ganks. You need to play super passive and change up your whole play style. Because you don't want to keep feeding or throw the lane even harder.
Yeah. Purple team definitely showing some confidence, though, with that E first pick. Let's see what the Evelynn can do.
I mean, Evelynn being constantly invisible. Pink wards, I mean, they're great, but with the fact that she can just walk up and say, oh, there's a pink, you guys see me, let me kill it. Walk away, 3 seconds later is in your lane, it's not fun to deal with.
And that is absolutely correct. Back in Season 3, when you dropped the pink ward, Evelynn would be stealth. and she would come out of stealth as she walked past the pink ward. So the counter on Evelynn, you just buy pink wards instead of green wards, especially early game. She can't get the gank that she needs to snowball. Her mid game is actually very weak. She's strong early and late. But now with season 4, yeah, the damn pink wards are visible. That's, I mean,
it's the biggest pain in the butt ever. You put one down, you're like, all right, I'm safe. Wait, where'd the pink ward go? Why is there an Evelynn touching? Oh my gosh, and it's too late. If you blink, you miss it.
They recently changed the Ravage though, so that was really nice.
That was. Now, interesting to see Quinn. I have not seen a Quinn played other than in top lane. I think since she came out was the last time I really saw a Quinn played.
So Quinn is actually a really, really strong duelist. Her dueling capabilities are on par with Vayne, who doesn't have stealth. And Quinn can actually 1v1 in Vayne and kill her. Just purely by the merit of the blind, as long as she has a pink ward. But she lacks range, and she lacks all-in potential because she basically has no ultimate. Whereas Draven, his ultimate does like 500 damage, starting at level 6.
Very true, and that's one thing to see when you have Quinn with really short range versus Draven, who excels at constant harass, spinning axe to the face over and over and over. Anytime that Quinn is going to hit a minion, Draven's going to hit Quinn. I'm interested to see, especially with the support Mundo?
Well, they just had to have the Mundo.
They wanted the pick, and they got the pick.
Mundo says, you pick me.
And he goes where he pleases. I guess it's going to be bot lane.
Clearly it's bot lane.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be an Aatrox support with Ignite. Could just be.
So this is a very unconventional bot lane, and there's a little bit of strength in the unconventional, just because the counterplay to a Mundo support is going to be... They're not as strong as the conventional picks.
But it's weird to see. You'll have Mundo, who's super tanky in bottom, and it is different. But what's he really gonna bring? I mean, constant cleavers, I guess. But if Thresh hooks him, Draven's still gonna chew through him like bubblegum.
Right. So like Mundo's always had an issue with gap closing, and Draven's damage output is so high that Mundo, off of support income, is not gonna be able to tank up until about 20 minutes. And if Draven goes 0-0 by 20 minutes, then there's going to be a little bit of a problem, especially because Mundo doesn't offer the sort of all-in potential that Thresh can give, especially in the early game. Mundo's early game is pretty subpar.
Yeah, it's very lacking. That's the only thing. Like, I don't know. If they pick Mundo, we'll have to see it happen. I did not think his Ziggs support was going to work, but he was dunking on all sorts of people down there, so I'm just going to eat my words on this one and wait till it's actually played.
And we see a barrier coming out on Ziggs. Barrier is a very good choice when you're facing a melee mid laner, especially one with high burst. So, against the Kassadin, against a Zed or a Talon, or even a Diana, barrier on a mid is definitely the way to go. Just because assassins, they have to get on you. And killing an assassin is more of an error in judgment on the assassin's part than just sheer mechanics. It's very hard to kill one because they can kill you so easily. So definitely a good call with the barrier.
True. Now it's going to be interesting because Ziggs has that poke over the Talon in mid lane. So he really needs to dodge the bouncing bombs along with trying to run away from the auto attacks, or he's going to get poked out of the lane. And then when he does try to commit all into Ziggs, if Ziggs plays his cards right, he'll be able to survive and kill Talon, and then eventually roam and snowball his victory to other lanes.
So purple team's strategy, they picked an Aatrox, which is a diving top laner. They also picked an Evelynn, which is a team fighting / diving jungler, and they picked a Talon, which is sort of an all-in mid. So their wave clear and their tower pushing capabilities are pretty subpar compared to blue team. Blue team, especially with the Ziggs and the Draven, they're able to shred towers extremely, extremely well. And their team fight is relatively good with their Renekton front line. So if purple team falls behind, they're going to have a lot of major issues getting those towers down and snowballing their gold. So look for the early game. The early game does belong to purple team purely by merit of Evelynn having much easier ganks than Vi. Vi can't really gank until 6. She has good ganks pre-6 only for flashes up. But I do believe bot lane on blue team is stronger. Top lane, Renekton has an early lead on Aatrox until about level 7. And mid lane is purple team has it. So if purple team can snowball, it's going to be looking very good for them. But if they can't, time is against their favor.
It's going to come down for blue team to that Vi. Once she hits 6, whatever lane she goes to, if they pick up the kill and just camp that lane, they just want to make sure that if it's Ziggs that they're camping, that he builds the right item so that he can start blowing up purple team. Because,
oh my god,
you're right,
Ziggs.
Purple, early game, push down towers, take the victory, and just snowball it, try to win. But if blue gets late, I don't know. They have a lot of CC and a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially the Vi. I've always had problems with Vi. There's a Vi today that just manhandled my bot lane in solo queue, and I'm sitting here. I'm 5-0 mid lane by level 6, and suddenly Vi has 9 kills by level 6. I'm like, what is going on?
That's always what happens.
Vi's level 6 ganks are phenomenal. Definitely through the roof.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is going to win? You've heard our thoughts on it and the pros and cons. We do have, of course, the teams, which is going to be Click, Splat. We just watched them play. That is the Draven, Thresh, Renekton, Ziggs, and Vi versus PFG Fury, which is that Talon, Aatrox, Quinn, Mundo, and Evelyn. Who do you guys think will win? What about you, Dreamless? Who do you think is going to win it in this?
Based off of ranks alone, I think Vi's team has a little bit of an advantage, but you never know. They have a platinum compared to the Mundo, who is unranked currently, last season at least. So in terms of an MMR advantage, it definitely has to go to blue team. But you never know, because just small things can lead to gigantic snowballs, especially with an Evelyn. So in terms of matchups, I actually like blue team's team comp a little bit more, but I'm very afraid of the Evelyn jungle. I've always been terrified of Evelyn.
You gotta play passive. You have to know her timers when she comes out and ganks. You mean she's gonna clear her jungle incredibly fast, right around 3 minutes and 10 seconds. She's gonna be looking for that gank in whatever lane, because she can start at red, she can start at blue. She's not forced to go to one or the other. So early game, you are right, it's going to purple, but my personal win on this is going to blue team. I love their team composition, and as long as they can survive that landing phase and get into team fights.
Yep, you have that Ziggs and Draven to just destroy those towers.
But we'll have to see. I don't know, maybe there'll even be an early game invade. You don't see it with some of the lower ELOs just because they just don't know how to run it, but they have the Thresh, they have the hook. They have, Ziggs to Astral Charge if they wanted to knock him away, or the Draven stand aside. They have some CC to do it, as well as the Renekton stun.
Purple team falling asleep in the fountain.
Yeah. Guys, what do we buy again?
What do we buy? Am I going top? Oh wait, I'm support Mundo. Wait, what does support Mundo buy?
Still talking about it, but that's okay. They got their strategy, so if it works well for them, it works well for them. I find this interesting. I see that relic shield coming out, and
a ward.
Yeah,
so
it's one of those things that's a little different.
He's not going to get as much mileage and dueling potential as a Doran shield Thresh will get, especially because Thresh's range. He's able to throw out those auto attacks, and it's just going to be not good for bot lane. Right now, as you can see, both teams are fanning out in this line position, which means they're both looking for a defensive positioning. They don't want to get invaded, and they don't want to invade. Just because ever since Season 4, with the first blood gold being reduced, and actually all gold being reduced until, was it the 8-minute mark or 5-minute mark?
I thought it was the 5-minute mark.
It's not as important to invade. So the early game snowball of an invade, both teams kind of want to avoid it.
There we go. Everyone just safely protecting themselves, going to go and do their buffs, no big deal. Now, what's your opinion on the 3 support items?
So there's basically 3 support items that are what I consider viable. I don't really like the Frost Queen's Claim or the Cage's Pick, whatever it used to be called. but there's the Talisman, there's the Doran Shield, and then there's the Relic Shield. Relic Shield provides the highest gold income once you upgrade it. And it gives pretty good stats. The Doran Shield is for basically level 2 all-ins. If you buy a Doran Shield and someone else buys an item that isn't Doran Shield, they can't really all-in you. Granted, of equal skill and equal lane matchups, the Doran Shield, the passive is just too strong. And it makes all-inning very, very hard.
You see right in bottom, there's that Mundo all day long with those cleavers, that Thresh not caring one bit, just because he has that Doran Shield, he has the health regeneration from it, and he's just so tanky.
Yep, he's in the bush, and he's able to put out his auto attacks for harass, and eventually Muno's just going to get worn down, and with that regen from the Doran Shield, he doesn't really care, especially with an HP pot.
Oh, the hook coming down onto the Quinn. She is going to be forced to flash away and barrier as Draven putting the hurt down on her.
And things are already not looking very good for purple team or blue team bot lane. That's a huge, huge, huge barrier and flash burn. So when they do hit level 3, it's going to be a whole heap of trouble.
See, look at this. Quinn is taking
constant
spinning axes every time she comes up because she has that short range. Just as I was saying earlier, it's a spinning axe to the face every single time. We see in mid Vi going in onto the Talon, who is going to flash away as well. Evelyn making her way into bottom.
That is a great, great gank by Vi. Especially to burn out that flash. It just means Talon's all-in potential at 6 is greatly reduced.
You see Aatrox trying to jump in, but Evelyn shows into the bottom, does play backwards. Great play by Thresh. The exhaust coming down. He's trying to get away. Quinn with the slow, the auto attacks. He's going to be forced to flash away. And we see Draven trying to go in, does flash. He's looking for the kill. Can he do it? The stand aside does knock her. Oh, but her speed up is going to be enough. The Lantern is there to get out, and they're going to disengage.
Wow. Very, very, very excellent Lantern by Thresh. Being able to save Draven and also force Evelyn's flash.
Oh, and inside this Aatrox taken so low, his passive is going to be burned. However, Renekton running away with a baby toe of HP. Showing up now as Vi comes in with the flash. And the red buff is ticking. However, the slow and the jump, Aatrox will be able to escape.
Lots and lots of action. We've seen ganks across all 3 lanes. But this is exactly what blue team needs. All 3 lanes have forced flashes. And all 3 lanes are in a relatively stable position so they can start scaling into the mid game. Evelyn is going to start falling off once it hits 7 or 8 minutes if she can't get a gank in. But I like to consider Evelyn like a haunted house. You never know when it's coming, but when it does come up, you are scared witless.
That's a great way to put it too. And in bottom you saw, alright, we got this. They started, they pushed up right to the turret. Evelyn came up behind and they were, whoa, we need to get out of here. But Draven almost got the kill. However, he does not have flash now. That used offensively and not his only kill.
He was very, very, very close to the kill though. And now we have Ziggs putting the hurt out on Talon. He doesn't really have that sort of kill potential on Talon just because he doesn't have the ignite for the surprise burst damage. But if Talon can't really get a kill onto Ziggs, it's a lot. Yeah, and it's a lot better scaling because on the back end of it, they're all AD except for Evelyn.
Renekton going in on Aatrox here. The jump away is not going to be enough. At least one more tick, but it did not happen. Aatrox is going to get away.
And you can tell by 6 minutes, there's a 900 gold lead, which means all 3 lanes are winning phenomenally.
I mean, you can just look at the Quinn and Draven. Draven is being a total bully to this Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn only has 17 CS. Draven's sitting at 37. And remember, Draven's passive. If he gets a kill, it's just going to be...
Oh, but there's the 3-man gang top. Renekton is level 5. He's not going to have the ultimate to get a bonus HP. Talon with the silence and the slow ignite as well. First blood going to the Talon as well as 2 assists.
Very, very good gank. However, it took 3 members, so if Ziggs should be pushing down that mid lane, trying to get a little bit of hurt onto that tower.
reason not to. I mean, you just saw that your top laner just pretty much got dove.
Yep.
And he picked up the 2 waves of experience, and Talon's going to miss out on it, even though he did pick up that 400 gold, which he is a happy camper about.
And Ziggs is currently half a level up on Talon, despite that. When you roam, you get a lot of... There's a little bit of action. You get a lot of gold from the kill, but you don't really get the experience. So Ziggs might be down a couple hundred gold, but he's still up half a level because of that rope.
And the greatest thing that I love is this Ziggs went back early and bought that Seeker's arm guard as soon as possible. And that's one thing where now he knows, okay, Talon, if he really wants to kill me, is going to have to do a lot more than just one combo me. As Renekton does go with the ultimate in top lane. Aatrox as well trading with the ult. They're going to be auto attacking. However, Renekton doing way more damage, picking up the kill.
Aatrox, once he falls behind to Renekton, especially the Renekton build Sunfire, he's just not going to be able to compete. Aatrox he built a Vampiric Scepter instead of a Doran's Blade. And when you do something like that, you basically give up your all-in potential. Because Vampiric Scepter does not give any combat stats. You can get the same amount of lifesteal off of 2 Doran's Blades. At least in the early game. And you still get 160 health on the back end of it, which lets you survive those all-ins a little bit better. So, not too sure how well Aatrox is going to do after that 1 kill, especially because Renekton snowballs extremely, extremely well.
Aatrox is rushing towards that Hydra, it looks like, at least trying to build the team on side of things. But then just to wave clear and run away. He's got to be really careful now. He's down at farm. Renekton's going to be coming back. And he's got so much armor. Aatrox is not going to do next to anything to him.
It's going to be a tickle fest for Renekton. And who knew? Crocs like to be tickled, but...
Eventually they're going to come out and bite you, though. We can see that Aatrox is doing nothing. I mean, just auto attacks back and forth. Renekton wants to go in. However, we do see the Evelynn coming in with the ultimate, but the beautiful Snatcher Charge is going to disengage that fight. And Ziggs built-in flash, in essence.
Ziggs needs to spam laugh a couple times. Just to put this Evelynn on tilt.
We do see in top Aatrox trying to trade down, but look, these auto attacks doing 40 damage to Renekton. He does not care at all. There goes the Aatrox ultimate. Now Aatrox is just going to be healing up.
So the one issue with Renekton's build is he doesn't actually have the sustain necessary yet. He can all in, but his sustain is pretty lackluster.
At bottom, Evelynn with the flash, trying to run away. Ziggs showing up. And top, Aatrox taking incredibly low. Oh, and there goes the passive. Renekton is looking. He's waiting. There goes the ultimate. He is going to have to stun in 1 second. However, is it going to be enough? He's still chasing. He's waiting for cooldowns. Aatrox does have his jump up if he does have to pull the juke boots, but the Mega Inferno Bomb is going to catch him just on the edge.
Downtown.
That's all
Downtown Chinatown. Nice.
Just the tip is all it takes, and he's going home. The quick.
So, blue team definitely looking to scale into the mid and late game. I don't think Mundo's doing all that much. The Quinn, 48 CS to Draven's 80, plus Draven's gonna get an extra kill if he does get a kill off of his passive. So we're gonna see Draven snowball extremely, extremely quickly.
Dragon from blue team. Mundo just throwing cleavers, trying to say hello. Quinn as well. There's no way that they can test this. Instead, blue backs off. That was great job. All they had to do was throw a couple infected cleavers. Quinn with the blind, and blue team doesn't want to have any part of it.
So one of the problems with Talon is that his early mana costs are extremely, extremely high. If you're Talon and you're trying to go into a Ziggs lane, evidently you need to rush a flask or some sort of mana sustain, at least a couple mana potions. Otherwise, you're gonna run and you're not gonna be able to put the harass on after 1 or 2 rotations.
Why aren't you gonna just take the blue buff from Evelynn? I mean, Evelynn has the passive where as long as she's invisible, she gets pretty much a chalice as mana regeneration.
Without blue buff, Evelynn's jungle speed is extremely slow because she can't actually use the Ravage to clear camps. So, well, it's not extremely slow, but it's considerably slower.
and there we go. We see Vi coming on in. She's looking, does get the ultimate down. Dravenholt as well. However, the beautiful flash is going to save that Quinn's life.
She had a barrier too. And she still kept her ultimate. But right now, Draven is just crushing
mid Talon going super ham. However, there's that barrier, which is going to keep him alive. Talon is so upset, as I would be, when you think, hey, I got the kill, no big deal, I'm going to walk away now. And that barrier comes out, and you cringe a little bit.
And right now, we see a little bit of action in the top lane. Renekton putting in the harass onto Aatrox. Aatrox right now is not in the best position. He can't really lane. And even though his sustain is massive, he's not able to get near the creeps without taking too much damage from Renekton. And that's one of the problems of Aatrox once you fall behind.
And mid, we see Evelyn using the ultimate, trying to get an assist there, but Talon more than able to blow up the Ziggs.
Talon, if he gets a couple kills, he becomes extremely, extremely scary.
As Evelyn going in here on Vi. Vi is going to be forced to flash. Steve's going to just take the jungle and walk away. So many crazy things are going on in this. Evelyn is showing up at the right place at the right time to make things happen.
So Vi should have countered jungle with Evelyn. Evelyn's dueling potential in the jungle is extremely, extremely weak in the early game, and Vi didn't really capitalize on that. And also, when you do counter jungle on Evelyn, you give your team that vision that they need to sort of see where what's next in the haunted house. But because Vi decided to go for more of a routine gank path, and instead of the counter jungling, the Evelyn didn't really fall too far behind in the early game. And in the mid game, Vi is still stronger, but if it gets delayed,
Aatrox is going to be ignited. Renekton's just going to wait it out before he dives on in there.
Oh, and his passive just came up. I don't know if Renekton sees this.
We'll have to see. Renekton may go super ham. The end of him if he does.
Go in, Renekton, go in.
Oh, and he does go in. There goes the Aatrox passive. And now Aatrox is back up, ready for the fight. However, Vi showing up, saying hello. They're going to be able to pick up this kill. No problem. Vi tanking it out the whole time, not minding. As Evelyn, though, being super sneaky. Going on in, looking for something here. She's just
and here comes the Talon. Looking for that roam top lane, sees nothing, goes back to mid.
He has that great map awareness where he's like, okay, I can go top, I may be able to make something happen here, I'm going to rotate up with you, but oh, nothing's here, I'm going to run away. While Ziggs sitting in mid all day long, constantly farming, not missing any of the experience, and then the one time he did ult was in his back door. So he just tossed out the ultimate, and that's how he picked up that kill. Why, though, he hasn't finished out the Hourglass for the Talon damage?
Maybe Ziggs is opting to just get the early Seekers and then go utility into the Athene so he can actually get the ability to constantly push. Hourglass is good, but only if you're in an immediate threat of dying. He feels like he can get away with this with just the Seekers, and clearly it's not working out too shabbily for him. He can survive an all-in, but if Talon gets his cooldown back up, then that's when he dies.
Just seeing top. There's this Renekton finally finishing that Sunfire Cape, laughing as Aatrox can't do anything to him. And, I mean, this is just the power of Renekton in top lane. There's very few champions that can beat him, and even fewer that like to be in the lane with him.
Good Renektons have surprisingly deceptive burst, just because you can animation cancel every single one of your abilities and sneak in an auto attack. Just like Riven can animation cancel her Qs, Renekton can just hit auto and then cancel the auto animation with
you see in mid, Vi locking down the Talon. Talon trying to get away. Oh, and he does get a little bit of the juke. There goes the ping, as they are going to see him as Renekton duking out in Aatrox once again. There's Evelyn trying to come up. Oh no, Talon, you're running into some sticky water. He is going to go down here to the Ziggs.
Wait, did you just say sticky water?
Yeah, I did.
What is sticky water?
Well, sticky water
because when I think of sticky water, I'm thinking of all the wrong things.
Whoa. We're just going to let you think whatever sticky water is here. Sticky water could be if you know, or mixing stuff in. I'm going to let it go as top lane is going gonna die. Renekton once again killing the Aatrox, making him 0 and 4. And there goes the Thresh pulling out of the Mundo. The wall is gonna pick up the kill now. That forces the Quinn to flash away.
Blue team is in a commanding lead. Not only is their bot lane ahead, their top lane is ahead, and their mid lane is 2-1 with 104 with 30 farm up on talent. So all of their lanes are doing phenomenally well.
This is what they needed to do. They're winning in lane. That means when it comes to that team fights, if they play right, they'll win those team fights.
And I don't really agree with the Evelyn build right now. She picked up a Sheen as opposed to boots. And I don't know about you, but in the wintertime, I don't like to be walking around Summoner's Rift without shoes on. Especially if I'm a jungler. I mean, I'm doing so much walking.
You would think you want like padded shoes or, I mean, at least something to cover up your toes. I don't think that a blue sword is going to help you out much.
Going barefoot, especially because the sword's heavy, right?
That's very true. And I mean, you want to get places. That's the thing. When you feel comfortable walking, you're more likely to show up in more places faster.
So Evelyn should have rushed Moby Boots so she can just put up the pressure, but instead she's going for the damage output. And Evelyn...
Oh, we do see it bottom. Mundo is going to be forced to flash away. And that dragon coming up, they are right on time. 7 seconds out. Blue team setting up for it. As Renekton rotated from top, everyone's all around.
And this is going to be the first 5v5 team fight. Purple team is going to do a little bit of a power play and get up that mid tower, but Ziggs ulti is going to just one-shot the minions effectively.
That was just a great play. Purple team didn't want to fight, so they just backed off, let Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb the mid lane, stopped the push, and they picked up a dragon for absolutely nothing.
Look at the ward coverage on Purple team as well. They knew that all of them were at dragon, so they put wards around the perimeter in case they decided to 5-man dive bot. And say that they didn't want a 5-man dive bot, they can successfully return to lane. So very good ward coverage by the Mundo.
Very true, and you know they always say wards save lives, and all you need is one. I love looking at this top lane. This Aatrox is so far behind, and yet he's playing the same exact way so far this entire game, as if he's never died yet. You gotta change up your playstyle if you've lost the lane. You can't continuously run in there, or you're gonna die over and over again.
He needs to just keep farming and trying to avoid Renekton. I mean, right now he's extremely squishy. He's pure damage. Renekton's already finished the Sunfire. He's built half of a Spirit Visage, so he's even more tanky. And when you're 70 CS down on a Renekton can just split push all game and just come up and flank you, just like what he's doing right now.
Just like that. Hello, Aatrox. How's it going? Oh, did you want some farm? Not anymore.
And at this point in time, as long as Renekton doesn't die, he'll be a constant split push threat. He can't die to Aatrox and Eve, but he might be able to die in a 3-man gang. And right now he's a little bit greedy right here, trying to go for the red buff.
3-man gang right on him. Renekton is going to get ignited. He does flash over, however, he's going to aggro Baron. And Ev will pick up the kill there. Ziggs trying to run away now.
Oh, will Baron do it?
He's trying, he wants to get close enough. Oh, the bouncing bomb! God, enough. So close.
So close. Ziggs making the play of the century. If only Talon died, though.
If he did, it would have been a great play for them. And, I mean, even now, you're taking down bottom turret. No fear whatsoever. Raven has a stinger, which is a little interesting as they're going to be going on to Mundo here. They take the tower. They'll be auto-tagging him down. The exhaust to Mundo. He is going to die. And there's Draven with the Adoration stacks. And Eve going down onto Ziggs and mid. However, huge damage and a beautiful flash. Beating Evelyn into every single one of those bombs and picking up the kill.
That was a Ziggs Q into a Ziggs passive proc. And if you look at Ziggs right now, his passive, if he hits you with his auto attack, it does an extra 170 damage. So his autos are doing 250. On top of the Q, which is probably hitting for close to 400.
So much damage. Talon going in now, but his ultimate's going to be forced to go away as they hook onto Quinn. And back off. That was just a phenomenal play from that Ziggs. Honestly, one of the best that I've seen so far.
So right now, purple team is running into some severe problems. They have a glass cannon Evelyn, a glass cannon Aatrox, and a glass cannon Talon. And it's... How are you going to assassinate a Ziggs with Zonias, especially with Barrier and a bunch of mines? A really tanky Vi, and a really tanky Renekton.
Well, their mindset is, if we go in there and kill 2 people instantly, then it's a 3v5. The downside of their plan is, who are you going to kill when Renekton and Vi are in your face?
And even if they do kill 2 people instantly, I don't even think they can kill 2 people instantly. They can only kill 1 person instantly.
There's even mid using the ultimate. Does get the shield, but Vi shows up with the lockdown. Ziggs put down so much hurt. And there we go. Vi picking up the kill onto the Evelyn. They're going to begin that
Mundo
push.
taking away the white camp. because Mundo can, and Mundo does not need to ward right now.
Mundo goes and does what he pleases. That's why he's in bottom, and he's taking the big raid. Oh, the flash hook is not going to land. Blue team's going to take down that mid turret.
And this is the strength of Blue Team's team comp. Because they have the Ziggs, they have really, really good sieging and poking capabilities. And you can't really engage onto them with Assassins through a Thresh ulti and also through Renekton. So this is exactly where Blue Team wants to be. They want to be pushing, but for some reason they seem to be backing off. Are they looking to transition their positioning advantage into wards at Baron? Let's take a look.
They could be trying to bait it out. Nope, they're going straight on in. We see Evelyn looping on around. Ziggs putting the hurt down.
This could be the fight that purple team is looking for, though.
Blue team is going to just back off here. Mundo taking a couple shots from that Baron.
They're going to use the Fog of War right around that corner, possibly. No?
Baron starting to re-heal. Oh, and Evelyn stepping up there. Vi does get a lockdown, and the pop of Renekton comes in as well with the stun and the Thresh hook. Picking up the kill as they're going to be continuing on to Aatrox, who's going to jump away. Now they're going to do the Baron.
And with the jungler dead, this is a free Baron, and purple team knows that. And they're not even going to try. And also, Draven able to pick up all that CS and shove out bot lane with his ultimate.
Whirling Death, that global ability where it's the same thing as Ezreal. Oh hey, you're trying to push bottom? No, not anymore. Oh, but there's talent going on in, and he does pick up the kill onto Vi, and it's a massive fight for the Baron. You see kills going out everywhere. Mundo is so low. There's the Aatrox passive that has been procced. Draven putting down so much damage with a double kill, and he continued on, and he picked up that triple kill.
Draven just cashed in, and right now this is looking very dire, very, very dire for purple team. What they need, short of a DC, is for 2 people in a DC, I would say.
That's terrible. You want to wish for a DC? No one ever wishes that. This is a solo queue here. If it was solo queue, I would agree 100%.
But when you have a fed AD carry, especially with fed Draven, Draven is one of the highest skill cap champions because he's got so much damage output. He's like a Vayne. With the in terms of mechanical difficulty, he's just as hard as Vayne.
He's very difficult to play because you gotta catch those spinning axes for his damage to even matter. Otherwise, he's no different than just any auto attack champion.
Correct, and also his steroids reset off of a spinning axe catch.
Which that attack speed and movement speed steroid is unbelievable for chase and for running away.
It's sort of like a Mundo that can't land cleavers. If you can't catch your spinning axe...
I like the analogy, then you're totally useless. If you can't land cleavers on Mundo, then what's the point in playing Mundo?
Exactly.
See Blue going for the dragon here, as Evelyn waiting in the wings. Not a great idea if she is to try and go in here. That's taken down incredibly fast.
3rd dragon for blue team, and also 1 Baron up. They are up almost 5k gold in global objectives. Not to mention 4-1 in towers, and with this sort of team comp, Ziggs is able to just shove down those towers. They should not be afraid to siege at all.
I don't know why Blues... I mean, they're going to be rotating into the top as Evelyn is split pushing bottom. And this is all Blue needs to do. They have the advantage. They're up in gold. Their carries are fed. Just start going objectives, constantly pushing down towers.
And I believe Ziggs has a blue buff as well, so they're in no danger of getting engaged on. With all that front line, they should just siege.
And the Baron for the regeneration as well. And there we go. We see a little bit of an engagement. The flash stun, as well as the lockdown. The Ziggs ultimate goes out, puts Quinn down incredibly low, as Mundo's going to die. Talon tries to go in to make something happen, picks up one. However, he is going to die, and another triple kill coming out for the Draven.
And this might just be the push that gets the inhibitor.
No, there's Quinn. She's still up, and Evelyn is coming right back in. She's got those home guards. She's looking for blood. Is she going to go in? There goes the ultimate. She's trying. She gets the shield. She's putting down the damage. She is exhausted, so tired. However, the flash from Thresh is going to disengage it, but Evelyn flashes as well. Going on in. Draven putting down so much hurt. But she does pick up one kill. However, it wasn't the cost of feeding this Draven another one.
I would not be happy if I was that Evelyn, just getting axed in the face for half my life. That's like Darius ulti coming out.
Well, that Draven really just wanted to axe Eve a question. Too bad she died before she could give the answer.
Ah, very punny.
Ah.
Very punny.
Don't worry, I got a zillion of them. That last team fight, though, all that came out was the flash initiation from Renekton. The flash stun with the hook, and Eve was bottom the whole time. She did not get back fast enough to help her team out. And blue team, you know, they had the advantage. They knew that they could keep fighting. They picked up that turret and a couple kills off of it.
I just noticed Draven does not have any shoes. He opted to pick up a Zephyr because he was so far ahead in lane.
I was wondering how long it would take for anyone to notice that. His feet are just as cold as that Evelyn's once were. But I guess when it's soaked in the enemy's blood, you don't have to worry too much.
Maybe that's the sticky water you're referring to.
Maybe someone finally caught on. I wasn't gonna just come out there and tell you.
Right. So the blue buff is gone on Ziggs, which means the pushing power of blue team is going to be hindered quite drastically. But I don't know what purple team is doing.
Damage, though.
They should not be looking to fight Ziggs off of turret.
Well, I mean, if they fight on Ziggs and he's so far in the back line, then it's okay. And this is what we see. We see Evelyn sneaking around in the back, trying to make something happen here.
She's in that flank position.
Oh, they are going to lock down onto the Talon here, who is taken solo. However, he was knocked out of the Mega Inferno Bomb, but he is still going to die. Renekton tanking down double turrets. Evelyn waiting in the back. She just has no opportunity to go on in.
And this is the issue with purple team's team comp. Evelyn didn't really get the snowball fast or hard enough. And blue team, they have a front line. They have Thresh, which deters any sort of all-in engage. They have a Vi who's able to engage, is just inherently tanky, especially with a Frozen Fist and an Ancient Golem and Ninja Tabai. And everyone on purple team is just glass.
True, and you know, this isn't Guild Wars. It's not glass or pass. We just see Evelyn going on in here. However, she's going to get locked down instantaneously. Ziggs is going to run away. Evelyn as well. The box coming out. Aatrox is going to be slowed. As there we see Draven picking up yet another one, the stand aside, and a double kill. The stand aside is what killed the Evelyn.
932 damage on that auto attack.
See that everyone is melting around on purple team, and another triple kill. 3 triple kills for Draven. That is the sign. 3-3-3, and blue team just going to back out with double inhibitors. And I mean, Baron's going to be up here in 45 seconds. Dragon's up in a minute and a half.
This is just a slow and one-sided snowball for blue team.
And I mean, blue's taking the advantage. 22 kills to 7. I mean, 57,000 gold to 37. 20k difference. That's really hard to come back from.
If you looked at top and bot lane, the lane matchups were extremely one-sided for both Aatrox and the Mundo / Quinn. And when you have two lanes that are inherently weaker, it taxes your jungle a lot because they're always in danger of that counter gank. And blue team right onto that Baron right as soon as it spawns. I do not think purple team can contest this.
No, they're in no position. Evelyn's still taking blue buff. You have Quinn pushing bottom. Talon is clearing top. There's nothing that they're going to do. They're going to let it fall. And once they finish this Baron, the only thing that's left is to push bottom. It's either win the game, push the base, or continue on to this slow push and allow them to get farther ahead. Even though they already have 20,000 gold lead, if that's what they want to do, that's their prerogative.
Yep, there is nothing Purple Team can do at this point. Generally, when I'm stuck in a situation where I'm extremely far behind, I just tell my team, let's just make it a game. The goal is just shut down, kill Draven. Does not matter if we all die, as long as we kill Draven, mission has been accomplished. Because it's no fun playing when you're getting snowballed on and they're not really, you know, pushing to end. So
we're just pushing to have fun. Just showboat a little bit.
1386 damage coming out of that auto attack on Draven. With that Infinity Edge and the Last Whisper, it's all he needs to put out the hurt.
I mean, this is the thing. Look at Draven right now. 11-0-4. I could not agree more with you. You got to turn it into a game. Draven has a perfect game. Not anymore. Everyone, I want all 5 on Draven. Even if we lose, we still have one more game that we could possibly play and win to bring us back into the tournament here. It is a double elimination.
Exactly.
But they can't let the Draven have a perfect game. Come on now. That's like rule number 1 in League.
And this Draven has accumulated 1.6k gold off of his passive.
You see Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb in top, almost killing Evelyn. However, it is going to kill Eve. What a snipe! Absolutely beautifully done, and that Eve was not expecting the damage.
And that is the...
You see an Assault Battery going down onto the Talon as well as the Draven ultimate. There he goes, picking up the turret and the kill. And this is going to be a good game.
And your team is looking to close out. Come on, I still believe you guys can get a kill.
They got the damage, they got the turret, they're going on to the Mundo. Who is going to die to the Draven? He racks up another one. 13-0-4 in total. There goes the box slowing. They're going to catch Aatrox though, and the hook back. However, they're going to stick right onto the Nexus. That is going to be good game.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That was a dominating performance by Blue Side. Just ever since the match started, it's just go, 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 go. All 3 lanes started to snowball off of Vi pressure. Vi forced Talon's flash at 3 minutes, forced a bot flash right after the Evelyn gank, and also forced that Aatrox flash. And when you put all 3 lanes behind, in terms of flashes, she indirectly is snowballing her lanes. Even if she doesn't ever come back, just because she's gotten a little bit into their head, a little bit of the mind game, a little bit of the, oh my god, I don't have a flash. I can't play as aggressively or as recklessly like I would like to.
Very true. Because when you don't have flash up, or you don't have barrier up, or ignite, you have to think in yourself, okay, if the jungler comes, how am I going to get out of this? Oh, I can't. Now what do I do? And just, as you said, that mindset is all it takes sometimes to help you win the lane. Now, I do want to congratulate, that was Click Splat for a 2nd victory here. I mean, the Draven with a fantastic 13-0-4 performance. PFG Fury, which was the purple team, is going to be dropped down to the losers bracket. Of course, they do have to lose 2 games in order to be kind of kicked on out. But while we wait for the next teams to get on into the lobby and build everything for you, I'm going to just take a little break, and we will be back momentarily.